So welcome back to using Photoshop tutorials. In this session we're going to be looking at using a different selection technique and looking at how we can edit and change the colours of elements of an image, and really sort of recapping on some of the tools that we've used already. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be opening and open. Going to be open in this XC6 file. So you've got some lovely roses there, great composition. I'm just going to take that little padlock off. Okay, and we'll sort of talk about the tools that we've used so far. So we've used the quick selection tool to select already, and we can do that. We can use this tool to work away around the edges. Okay, so that's done really well there. Yeah, so that's a great way of selecting. We've also got a few other selection methods. Let's look at the Lasso tool. So I can go around. Now if I wanted it to get a bit of a more haphazard look to it, so I want it to look like it's been painted on even, you know, like the Queen painting the roses red. We could do something like that, and that sort of takes it away from the actual edges. We've also got the magnetic lasso that will literally, we can have loads of control here, so we can be really specific about exactly where we want that line to go with the selection. Now this technique does take patience and practice, but there are times where the contrast in your in what you want to select is really low between that and the background, and this sort of technique is really going to be one of the only ways that you're going to get a nice clean result. And obviously the more these little anchor points you put in, the more crisp you can have it. This one's, like it said, this one's got a nice contrast between the background colour and the rose, so nice and easy. But you know, like I say, if you've got something that where it's going to struggle a little bit more, that can be a great technique. So look how neatly that's selected around the edge there. So another selection method, if we were to select this element here, I think this would probably work really well compared to the quick selection method. Okay, so that's just having a look at a couple of other ways we can select things. Now what I'm going to do is look at changing the colour a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go to the image and adjust, and I'm going to go back to hue and saturation, and I can really mess around with changing the colour of this image. Nice cool blue. Do I want any more warmth in it? Oh yes, lovely. I get a little bit lighter. Okie dokie, so you can see by messing with these sliders you can get a colour and lightness that you're happy with. Smash it. Okie dokie. So I'm going to copy that, Control and C, and add a new layer. Okay, and Control and V, and you can see that now I've got that blue rose on both layers. So I can take this layer out and I can still see my blue rose. And it can be quite nice to be able to deal with these as separate things rather than the same sometimes. So if we decide we wanted to grey out this background, for example, but leave this rose nice and poppy, we can do that. So we could do the same for this rose here. So I'll have a go with the quick selection, see how well it does. You see it's struggling a little bit more with this one, yeah. So we're going to use the magnetic lasso and just go around the edge here. There we go. Okay, so I want to make this a similar colour, so I'm just going to go to that hue and saturation again. Oops, on the wrong layer. There you go, so image and hue and saturation. Yeah, you always got to make sure that you're on the right layer to do this. So let's have a look. Oh, lovely. Okay, white and perhaps. Okay, so I'm happy with both of my roses now. So I'm just going to Control and C to copy that second rose and paste it into a new layer. Okay, so now I'm back on this layer. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all. Okay, I'm going to make it, oops, just going to make it black and white. Okay, so I've made this image black and white now, but you can see, okay. Oh, there you go, sorry, just got this dialog box, I'm just going to OK that. So this is our black and white image, okay, and then here are our vibrant flowers, okay, but because they're separate from this, we can treat it differently. So now we're on the black and white layer. Let's just take them off a minute. We're in the black and white layer. We could add a bit of a filter to that. Let's go to the filter gallery. Just looking through to decide how I want to go about. Okay, let's give that a go. Right, so I've put a bit of a grainy effect on there, and now I can put my rose colours back, and they're really popping on there now. Do I want to put another? No, I think that'll do it. Okay, so you can see how you can use these different elements. Okay, so this is the first time we've used layers. Okay, and we can see we've got 3 layers. And this is a way of being able to view or not view a layer. Now when we come to saving this, if we save it as an image, it will flatten all of these down to be in this one image. If we want to edit this further at a different point, we need to save it as a PSD and then save it as an image as well. Okay, so if we go File, Save As, we'd need to save it as a Photoshop file if we want to edit it again. If we just want to save it as a picture, we can just go File, Save As, JPG, because this is a photograph. Okay, so there are saving options. If we wanted to squash this down to being one solid image again, we can go to layers and we can flatten the image down, and then it's back to being one image rather than being different layers. Okay, I hope you like that one. Really great to practice this magnetic selection tool, the magnetic lasso, and practice playing about with separating elements in your image to create some drama. Okay, have a play about with it and see how you get on. As always, ask me questions in class, put it in the chat, put it on the website, talk to me about it. Okay, bye.